it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, we're going to be crocheting the beach grass coasters. These are meant to complement the beach grass placemat. So also check out that video that I have as well, and you can make a whole tablescape out of this. I am using some linen cotton blend yarn, and this is the yarn that I'll be using. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But these are so nice for warm weather. They're light and airy, and they don't take very long to make. They're only made in 4 rounds. And from their widest points, this is a simple granny hexagon that we're going to be making. From the widest points, they're about 5 inches across. So they're a fun little project. They make a great addition to your home, and they also are lovely if you need a hostess gift or a housewarming or something like that. So let's get started. For this project, you'll need a tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, a 4mm G crochet hook, and your yarn. I'm going to be using a yarn called Mango Moon Twist. Here's the label. This is a linen cotton blend. Each ball of this is 175 yards. This is a sport weight, so if you need to substitute yarn, just look for a sport weight yarn. And I'm going to be using the lime colorway. It's also known as 5906 in case you're looking for this particular colorway as well. This is the same yarn I used also for the beach grass placemat, so they make a set. And I am going to be using a ball of this, and I will easily get a set of 4 coasters out of this yarn. I could probably go up to 6 coasters. So you will have some yarn left over from this. If you just want to make 1 or 2, you can get 1 ball of this and do the placemat and then a coaster as well. So if you want to make the whole thing, you'll need 2 balls of yarn. If you're just making the coasters, 1 ball of this is perfectly fine. Okay, if you've already seen the placemat, this is the exact same pattern as the placemat, but we're just going to be working less rounds. So I made this video separate because for some people, if you just want to make the coasters, you can just watch this video. Okay, so what we're going to do is put a slip knot on our hook. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with the hook, bring up the loop, and tighten. Then we're going to chain 4. To make a chain, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to join with a slip stitch in the chain farthest from our hook to create a ring. So insert the hook in that farthest chain, that first chain you made, bring up a loop. Now bring that loop through the loop already on your hook. We now have the ring we're going to be working our stitches into. If you prefer the magic ring, please feel free to use that technique instead. Okay? We're also going to hold this tail along the edges we work to weave that in as we go along as well. So what you want to do first for round 1 is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this chain 4 is going to count as, the first 3 chains will count as a double crochet, and this other chain will count as the chain 1, because we're going to be working double crochet chain 1s all the way around our ring, okay? So the next thing we want to do is work a double crochet chain 1 into the center of the ring, and we're going to do that 11 times. So to make a double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert the hook into the center of the ring, bring up a loop, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops on your hook, and then chain 1. So we're going to do that for a total of 11 times. So that was 1, and then we'll do 2. Again, that's a double crochet chain 1, and then 3, 4, 5, holding that tail along the edge, 6. If you need to push these stitches around that circle to give yourself more space, do that as well. Okay, so we're at 7. And then 8, holding that tail, pushing those stitches, 9, 10, and 11, okay? So this beginning chain that we did, remember that chain 4? Count 3 chains up, 1, 2, 3, join with a slip stitch to close the round, okay? So round 1 is complete, and I like to, before I proceed, I like to count just to make sure I'm on track and I did the correct number of stitches. So including that beginning chain, you should have 12. So we did 11 plus that starting chain, so that equals 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay? So let's move on to round 2. For round 2, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in this first space, the same space here, we're going to work a double crochet and then a chain 1. And then in each space all the way around, we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 1. So 1 and 2, and then a chain 1. The reason we only did 1 double crochet there was because we had that chain 3, and that chain 3 counted as one of our double crochets. So work 2 double crochet, chain 1 into each one of these spaces. So 1, 2, chain 1. Next space, whoops, 2 double crochet, chain 1. Next space, 2 double crochet, chain 1. Next space, 2 double crochet, chain 1, and all the way around we're just going to be working the same sequence. 2 double crochet, chain 1. My yarn ball's creeping over to say hello. Okay, now let's see. Next space, 2 double crochet, chain 1. Now coasters don't necessarily need to be used for drinks or what have you. You can slip one of these under a candle or use it as a decorative mat for something else on the table. They're nice to have around. They're always handy. I always find myself using them when I have them around. And a chain 1, and then we're just have a few more spaces to work 2 double crochet and a chain 1, and then our last space here, 2 double crochet, chain 1. 1 and 2, chain 1, and then we're back where we started. So count 1, 2, 3 chains up and join with a slip stitch to close. Insert that hook into that chain, bring a loop through, bring that loop through the loop already on your hook. And there we are, okay? Now, if you are switching colors for each round, you can just simply cut the yarn, fasten off, and tie the new yarn into any one of these chain 1 spaces. But we're sticking with the same color. So if you're doing the same thing as me, what you'll need to do is slip stitch over to that first chain 1 space. So we're not quite there. We're kind of in the middle of these 2 stitches, but we need to be here. So work a slip stitch into each space until you get to the space where you need to go. So I'm just going to go in between those double crochet posts with a slip stitch, and then there's my space that I need to be in, and I'm going to work a slip stitch over there. Now we're where we need to be on the round for round 3. So you want to work moving forward into the chain 1 spaces. So that's in between these groups of 2 double crochets, because remember we did 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. So you're going to work in between. You're going to treat this as a group, these 2 double crochets, okay? So let's move on to round 3. For round 3, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Round 3 is very, very similar to round 2, but we're going to be adding a stitch. So we're going to work 2 double crochets into that space this time. So 1 and 2, then chain 1, hop over to that next chain 1 space in between those groups of double crochets and work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to be doing this all the way around. 3 double crochet, chain 1, all the way around our circle. So 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. These little bursts of blue are so pretty, and they kind of happen at unexpected times. It makes for really neat and unique looking soon to be hexagon. We're still going to have a circle shape, but soon to be hexagon shape. Okay, in the next chain 1 space, work your 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, next space, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, next space, 3 double crochet, that's 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. We get a little bit more yarn here off our yarn ball. Next space, work our 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, whoops, missed that last loop there, and then actually let me redo that last one. Sometimes if you do a stitch and it doesn't feel right or look right, or you have an extra loop there, just back up a stitch and just redo it. Okay, now we're getting towards the end here. So 1, 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1. All right, now we're in that last little grouping here. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then count 1, 2, 3 chains up, join with a slip stitch to close the round. Now, like I mentioned before, so far we have had a circle shape, but we are going to be in the next round, round 4, we're going to be transforming it into a hexagon shape. And that hexagon shape, that last round, round 4, is the last round of our coaster. And not only will it transform the coaster into a hexagon, but it'll also mimic the shape of the placemat if you're making the set as well. Okay? Okay, so round 4, I think, is the most fun round because it transforms this circle into a hexagon shape. So let's go ahead and, so once again, we need to slip stitch over to where we need to be. See how we're in the middle of this grouping here? Just go in between those posts. You can do the stitches as well, but just slip stitch over to where you need to be on the round so you can start off in the right spot. Okay? Just like that, and now we're at the right spot. So go ahead and chain 3 once again, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to, in this first space here, the same space that we're at, we're going to work 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, then we're going to chain 1, and then in the same space, we're going to work 3 more double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's get a little bit more yarn. Our yarn ball is kind of shaped like a donut, so it has a cute little shape. Okay, so let's chain 1. Now let's look at what we just did. This is the very first hexagon corner. See how it makes a peak, and we're departing from that circle shape. So round 4, you're going to work corner, side, corner, side, corner, side, all the way around, okay? So we need to work a side next. So a side is simply just 3 double crochet, chain 1. So 1, 2, and 3, then chain 1. Okay, so that's our side. Next we need to work another corner because we're going corner, side, corner, side, corner, side, all the way around. So work 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then 3 more double crochet, all in that same space. That will create our corners. If you've already watched the placemat video, this will seem very familiar. Okay, so 3 more double crochet, all in that same space to create that corner. Okay. just like that. Okay, so now we have a corner, a side, and a corner. So chain 1, now we're ready to work a side again. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. Now work a corner once again. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, now work another side. 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, now we're ready to work a corner. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. All right, we're at a side, so 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then we're ready to work a corner. So 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. We are more than halfway done this round. This round has lots of stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, work a side, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, work a corner, we're almost there, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet for that corner. All in that same space to create that point of our hexagon. Chain 1, and now we are at the end. So look, we have a corner here and a corner here. So of course, in between, we must have a side. So 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Now count 3 chains up. 1, 2, 3. Join with a slip stitch to close the round. And our coaster is complete. Very quick and easy. Okay, so let's finish up our coaster and grab some scissors, cut the yarn, and go ahead and fasten off. And if you did the same color for the entire hexagon like I did, you will just have 2 tails. So what I like to do too is you can, if you're not going to be blocking this, if you're going to be blocking this, then, you know, these corners will sharpen up when you block. But if you're not, you can take your tapestry needle and just kind of like sharpen up those corners a little bit, okay? And it'll lay nice and flat. All right, so you'll have 2 tails. This one was the center one that we wove as we went along. Just give that a gentle tug and trim that off. And then I'm going to grab, this is finer yarn. So this tapestry needle that I was sharpening up the corners is a little bit too big for this finer yarn. So I'm going to grab this one, and you just want to thread your tapestry needle, flip it over to the back, and then just work the needle through those stitches the best you can. Just go in one direction with your needle. Just like that, and then come back in the other direction just to lock that tail into place. Okay? All right, then we can take our scissors and trim, and the coaster is complete. So as you can see, this yarn ball, you can get lots and lots more coasters off of this yarn ball. So make a set of 4 or a set of 6 or 8 or 12 or however many you need for your set, And these are so lovely for the warmer months and just look so beachy and just light and airy. So that is how you make the beach grass coaster. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. Thanks again.